Hello friends, my name is Chaitanya Patki and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to see the preview of the third ODI between England and India, which is going to take place at Gahunde Stadium, Pune, Maharashtra. As you know, the series is tied 1-1 as England defeated India on the 26th. That was a magnificent match. Now we are going to analyze first the prospects of Team India. My view is that Team India's approach in the first batting power play is pretty conservative. We score 40 to 45 runs. Now, some people may argue that it sets up the base for big hitters like Hardik, Krunal, and Rishabh, which come in the middle order or in the latter stages. In the death overs, it is beneficial to them. But I think the way England openers Jason Roy and Johnny Bairstow are going about their business, we should also try to attack and at least score 60 runs or between the range of 50 to 60. So it gives the extra cushion to the batsman coming after them. As far as England is concerned, I'm not too sure that they will make changes to their playing 11. Their bowling lineups looks pretty settled. And in the form of Liam Livingstone, they have found some great talent. He's, as I told you in my earlier video, he plays T20 leagues around the world, so he has good experience. He has played in the Pakistan Super League as well, so he has a fair amount of idea how the pitches perform in the subcontinent, because the pitches in Pakistan and India are almost similar. The nature of the game is very fast. So I expect Johnny Bairstow and Jason Roy to continue from where they left off in the last match. Josh Butler needs to find some form. Stokes scored 99 in last match, which was a great innings. He missed out on an 100. He deserved it. But I hope he doesn't get it in the next match because it is the series decider. Ben Stokes has also started bowling, so that covers all the bases for England. I think Tom Curran needs to tidy up a bit. He was a bit expensive in the death overs in the last match. Hardik and Rishabh particularly took a liking to him, but I'm sure he's a good bowler. He will bounce back. As far as the spin department of England is concerned, Adil Rashid has got the number of Virat Kohli. Though he can be expensive, he picks up crucial wickets from time to time. Moeen Ali has not performed according to his potential in this series, both with the bat and with the ball. But he can choke runs from one end, which creates pressure, and other bowlers can exploit that and take wickets. So he remains a vital cog in England's field. As far as India is concerned, I mentioned in the last video that we should not drop Kuldeep Yadav. But I think the team management would be tempted to go with Yuzvendra Chahal because of the variation he brings it. He gets a bit of a purchase, good turn from the wicket, even though the track is going to be flat. He bowls a good googly, so I think he will get a game. Kuldeep Yadav, I feel for him. He is a good bowler. He is one of the fastest bowlers to take 100 wickets in ODIs, but the form is not with him for the past 1 year. We had also seen that in October when the IPL took place in UAE, Dubai, and Sharjah. So he was not effective, and after 6 to 7 matches, KKR management, Brendan McCullum and Abhishek Nair decided to bench him. So that could have dented his confidence. But I think he will bounce back. I see no changes in the Indian team. Surya Kumar Yadav was to get a chance, I think, in the last game, but Pant came in and performed brilliantly well. So I think only one change will be made, so that Yuzi comes in place of Kuldeep. Otherwise, the team combination is pretty much the same as per the last match according to this condition. The pitch has played truly for the first two games. We will expect a similar kind of pitch today, because we can expect a lot of bounce and carry at the start. Some seam movement for the bowlers, but if the batsmen decide to play naturally or freely, they can also get value for their strokes. Just have to be Indian batsmen just have to be a little bit more skeptical and play the situation accordingly in the first 2 to 3 overs of the power play. We have to find that delicate balance, so that we have to score between 50 and 60 and not also lose wickets. So that will ease the pressure on Virat Kohli. My personal wish is that I hope he scores the 100. Since November 2019, he has not scored a 100. Almost 44 innings have passed or I think 45 innings has passed since he scored in last international 100. So I guess he's one due, and what better place to fire than the series decider. So hoping for a cracking contest. As I mentioned in the previous video, toss plays an important and crucial role in India. So the team winning the toss should, in all likelihood, ball first and chase the target, because we can channelize the run rate accordingly. So all in all, I expect a crackerjack of a contest, and I hope India wins, because this is the last match India plays. After that, in the 9th of April, IPL is starting. So for 1.5 2 months, there is no international cricket. So I think, if I'm not wrong, India directly plays the World Test Championship final in Southampton against New Zealand in June. So I hope we win tomorrow, and I will meet you in the post-match analysis of the third one day. Thank you.